welcome back to another episode of Thriving in Chaos. We are live for the second time. Second time, guys. How you doing?
I almost said third time, but I was like, no, that was somebody else's podcast.
Yeah, they don't count anymore. They left us.
They still count to me. They matter to me.
I know. We're actually going to be working with them soon. I can't wait till we start filming. Boredom and Bloodshed. I post the links all over my Facebook. I know you guys know where to find them. Don't be stingy.
I'm so excited.
Go buy them perks, y'all. Go buy them perks.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I saw it today and I was like, oh, if I had money, because I'm not a rich person, I would totally buy that voice actor. It's where you're the voice in Andrew's head. Oh, I would totally buy that one.
I actually so ideal for me. Scene with Ari Lehman, so I'm good with that.
I'm so jealous.
Oh, that's right. Be jealous, bitches.
I will forever be jealous.
Oh, who wouldn't? I mean, that's awesome, and they are always adding new stuff to it. Like,
oh my gosh, they always have so many.
And every time we sell out of one movie, like they just come up with more. Like they're just so talented.
I love them, and their ideas just come so organically too, which is amazing.
They do.
I wish I were creative like that.
Me too. I wish I had half of Mandy's talent.
Girl, who are you telling?
I'm like, can you just come over here and like sneeze on me so I can have some of that? Something like just rub me the right way, like a genie in a bottle, like something.
A genie? I even put a genie on me. But somebody told me the other day, they were like, I love how crafty you are, and then all I could think was like, but I'm not Mandy.
I know, right? How do you follow that? Like,
you don't.
She just set the bar too damn high. Thanks, Mandy Caimano. Thanks a lot.
Shout out.
While we're at it, thanks a lot to you too, Anthony. No, seriously, we love you guys. Like, you guys are awesome. You do so much for the show.
Absolutely. We would not be where we are right now if it weren't for them. So,
exactly.
In my opinion, anyways, they've done so much for us. I think just organically and just because they are amazing people.
They are.
Who do awesome work.
Yes. And speaking of people who do awesome work, yeah, you knew what was coming, didn't you? Oh, that's what he said. Anyway.
Oh snap. Oh, we're starting it already.
The ADHD is already kicking in, guys. But we do have a couple other people that love us. Cardinal Massage Therapy, for one. She's awesome. She's here in Charleston. She's my personal masseuse, just saying. She'll hook you up with a discount if you tell her Rebel sent you.
Absolutely.
And then we have Mythic Print Masters.
We do. They do all kinds of 3D printed stuff, all kinds of cool stuff. And of course, I don't have anything on me to like show on camera. This happens every
What else is new, Stella? What else is new?
Usually my kid usually my kid is my bed full of stuff, and that's where I record. I sit on my bed and I record. But he didn't leave anything on my bed this time. Oh well.
Oh, blame it on my little buddy. Just blame it on my buddy.
He's cute. He can pass for it, not me. So
you leave my little friend out of this, okay? Leave my little friend out of it.
Fine.
So y'all go check out the sponsors. Go check out the sponsors.
I'll put the links in the comments as well. But then also, I'm also adding the link for our merch. Because we just added last week before we just added some 4th of July stuff.
Yes, we did, and I'm very excited about that. I love how those shirts turned out.
I can't wait to get mine. We ordered them on the same day, and mine have not even come yet, so I'm really mad about it, but it's fine.
Mine hasn't come yet either. My aunt got the shirts that I ordered for her, but I haven't gotten mine yet.
Well, that's a bummer. I mean, at least I don't feel so bad. And I got the hat too. I just added a hat. It's got some
I got one of those too.
Yeah, it's got some cool I guess icons, one to represent you, one to represent me, with I did some cool artwork on it.
How come the customers, the actual customers who aren't us, get all their shit first, and we are the creators and get the bottom of the barrel shipping, man?
I'll take it. It's fine. It's all good. As long as our people get what they want, that's all I care about. But yeah, I'm so excited for the hat too, because I'm always looking for a good hat.
I know, right?
A little bit more presentable than my tattooed low life hat, so it's fine.
It's summertime. People need hats.
Summertime. I just added our, and here we'll even put it on the thing. Here are our links.
Oh, look at that! It's so pretty. Look at that.
Hopefully those are all right. I think they are.
Yes, hopefully. Um, and now, without further ado, we do have a special guest today. Y'all know that by now.
Because we always do.
However, we actually have a comedian today.
I'm so excited.
So, what do you say that we bring him on and see what he's made of?
Well, hopefully flesh and bone, but okay, yeah, let's do that.
Obviously, Stella. I would hope he's flesh and bone too, but I mean, we are thriving in chaos.
Who knows?
We don't discriminate. We do accept UFOs. We're all inclusive. Bigfoot is welcome.
Well, that would also technically be flesh and bone too if he were a Sasquatch.
This is true. Yeah.
Ghost comedian, everybody. We went to the same place. I love this. I love it.
Oh, we speaking of same place, let's bring the comedian out here before we take up his time.
Because that's what we do.
So, without further ado, please welcome Mr. Mikey Bones.
What's up, everyone?
Hello, hello. How are you?
I heard you. Good. How about you guys? Thanks for having me on the show. And, you know, I'm a horror fan, so I loved your intro and the music and everything.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it turned out really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I never get tired of hearing our music. It's so inspiring.
And you were talking about ghosts, and it was funny because there's a point where during COVID, I was trying to, you know, do the online dating thing and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying every site and I was getting no responses, and it was kind of weird. And I'm a little dark, so I figured, you know, let me think outside the box. So I actually, you know, went on there and I got a Ouija board. And I figured, hey, you know, maybe I could do better on here. I went on there. I thought I did everything right. All the candles, I'm burning stuff, incense, whatever. And I'm doing all this stuff, moving all this stuff. I got nothing, you know. All I got was ghosted. I mean, I was disappointed. I didn't even get like a little woogie, woogie, woogie. It was just nothing. Just totally fell flat.
The boogeyman was on vacation.
That's one of my jokes, but I thought it would be relevant because you were talking about.
That's pretty funny, actually.
About the ghosts, and I'm like, oh, I got something that's kind of relevant. I mean, it's not particularly true, but it sounds funny.
Look, if it were true, that would make it even better. That's funny. That's a very good joke. I said if it were true, that'd be even funnier.
No, that would probably freak the shit out of me. Real fun.
That's one time you want to be ghosted.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, you know, I mean, because I've watched enough horror movies and I've never seen one Ouija board movie that ended up well. You know, it's always a nightmare from the start.
None of them end up in dates anyways.
Right?
No, not at all.
If we're being fair, though, like, since COVID happened, like, where the hell else can you even go to try and meet people these days? Like,
oh, it was like nothing. And I got stories about that. It's kind of some of my bed stuff, but it was like, and it's same thing because I really did have that problem during COVID, you know, but everybody did, you know.
Online dating is the worst anyway.
Yeah, online dating is crazy enough as it is. You throw a national disaster into it and think it's going to get better, you know, it's not going to happen. But, you know, during that time, I was like looking. You know, I went to the typical sites, you know, like, you know, plenty of nothing and all that garbage, you know, and I'm like, I got to start thinking outside the box, seriously. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to start going on, you know, sites that I've never been on before, you know, think outside the box to say, you know. So I'm looking around. I figured the first one I went on actually Christian Mingle. You know, and it was weird because I don't know why it is, but I was like 2 minutes into the conversation, or not even 2 minutes, and I get this smiley face, and I get this little note that says, "Hey, sweetie, how big is your penis? And it just totally caught me off guard, and I'm on Christian Mingle and I'm shaking my head like, why? How deep does your vagina go? It was just weird and it felt really
Why are you trying to fit all
uncomfortable.
12? What's going on?
Yeah, I felt totally uncomfortable that it's on Christian Mingle, So I'm like, all right, let me try something else. So I went to Farmers Only, right? I clicked on it, and believe it or not, it was all farmers. I didn't expect that. It's like, farmers, yeehaw, yay. I'm like, okay, so I tried it, but I was talking to a couple chicks and I just got to end up getting
Wait,
cock blocked.
Wait. Are they chicks or chickens? Since it is a farm.
Well, here's this, you'll get it after this next thing. So, I'm trying to talk to these chicks, and the whole time I'm getting cock blocked by a bunch of roosters. Well, then it got real. So then I got really desperate. So I'm like, where do I go? And I'm like,
Plenty of
black
fish.
people, no, blackpeoplemeet.com, And I'm like, okay, this is going to be different, but let's give it a try. I was disappointed with it. I went on there. I found nothing but white women on there. Yeah, I mean, it totally wasn't expecting it. I was expecting some hot chocolate loving, but instead, had to settle for plain old vanilla like usual.
He's like that guy from White Chicks. He's like, you're not white? This is a whites only affair. Please. Terry Crews.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, I just like to pick on internet dating because we all have.
As you should.
I mean, if we're being serious, like when I think of like online dating, I feel like they're like all dressed up with like a wine glass sitting in front of the computer with a headset on, like
this.
Or like they're sitting there.
You hope.
The bad part is they're just sitting there like staring at the computer, but like down texting each other while they're at the computer.
Oh my God.
FaceTiming.
Well, that just seems weird because, I'm the opposite. I'm a male, and for females, I just got to wonder because it's got to be kind of scary because that's the thing. You got the guy like me, you see just my head and he's talking all this stuff. You don't know if he's wearing pants or not. I mean, it's just, you got to take that in consideration. And it's just like makes it even weirder and harder than it has to be.
That's when you just have to assume nobody
like
is.
They're hoping you're not wearing pants.
Woo! Especially
that's the thing. I'll be honest. That's why I said from, a woman's point of view, because as a man, I'm like, oh, is she not wearing underwear? I mean, natural guy thing. So, it's like reverse though. But with women, that's got to be creepy. Hey, do you got pants on? Or,
so, it's like worry about whether or not he's wearing pants. Is that what he's telling us?
Are you wearing? Are you wearing pants right now? Hold on.
I'm wearing pants. Yes. I'm a professional. I always wear pants to interviews. But
I wear pants 100% of the time. I shower in pants.
Oh, I might try that because in the morning, how you're all lazy, I can relate to it. It's like you got to find clothes. It's like just go in, just do your thing, and then live with it afterwards. Clean it all up.
Laundry and shower all in one time. It's fine.
Right. I mean, that's one way to save money and use the same water twice, I suppose.
Efficiency.
Make it a new trend.
I mean, just accidentally making trends. Oh, I didn't.
You're gonna be like hashtag shower laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Schlaundry.
Hashtag. There you go.
Schlaundry.
See, now you got a new sponsor, maybe, or something out there. The laundry shower guy.
Oh my God! Now they're gonna invent laundry soap that you can use in the shower.
It's good for your skin and good for your clothes,
right? And it's great for sensitive skin. While we're at it, we'll just throw that in there.
I mean, I don't want to steal anything from anybody, but I think that's a gold mine. I think I'm going to have to take that from you.
I mean, feel free. It's fine because I'll never focus on it. My ADHD's too bad. Anyways,
Same.
squirrel.
Right. Oh, shiny.
What's that over there? Yeah, we're always all over the place. Yeah, feel free, run with that. See what you can come up with because I'd be happy to buy it. I don't know if I'd use it, but I'd try it because I spend money on all kinds of stuff because ADHD.
Right.
Well,
We buy
I'm the
stuff
same
impulsively
way.
just because ADHD.
Right. I have a house full
I'll
of
think
stuff.
of these crazy ideas and never go through with them. Kind of
Yeah.
like where I'm at with myself and my life right now.
Same. This actually ended up being a crazy idea. I was just like, it's her idea, and I was just like, I'm in, and it's actually turned out to be something great. So
Yeah, we
God
just
willing.
we just hit 1,000 subscribers earlier, so yeah,
Hell yeah.
we're getting
Oh
there.
wow!
We're getting somewhere.
Congratulations!
Thank
You got
Thank
1,000.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling to get above 100 on some sites. I'm not a mechanical, guy anymore. Well, I really never was, and I'm not a techie. So, and I was raised by a Marine that was anti-tech.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not kidding. I'll tell you a true story. This is a joke I do, but it's actually a true story. So my dad was Marine, and in high school, when my parents split up, I was living with him. And it was when the microwave first came out. And I'm like, oh, Dad, they got a microwave. You got to get this thing. He's like, what the fuck's a microwave? With this scar and everything. And I'm like, it's this thing that heats up food really fast. He's like, oh, technology, it's going to destroy the world. And I'm like, Dad, I don't think that this microwave's going to destroy the world. Well, turns out he never let me get a microwave while I was living with him. So I had to wait till like 21-ish till I moved out, and I got my own microwave finally. And I was like so excited, like a kid in the candy store, It's like New Year's Eve for me. I got this thing, I put in my food, the timer's going down, and I'm watching the thing, and I'm all excited, like, oh my God, I'm using a microwave. And I'm watching the timer, and as it gets closer to like the 10-second mark, it felt like New Year's Eve to me, So here I am. I'm like counting it down 10, 9, 8, and I'm super excited. And then I get down to like 3, and I'm like a dog, licking the glass. Like, and then it's like 2, 1, and it's like Happy Hot Pocket. Woo! But yeah, no, that's why, I'm like technically challenged, I guess you can say.
Well, at least you used the
if you
microwave
don't get a
successfully.
microwave till you're 21, yeah, right on, you're behind the times. You got to catch up. You got to get, into all the other stuff that's going on, and you still got to figure out your microwave. And then you got to listen to your dad bitching on him. Why are you buying all that shit? It will destroy the world.
Did anybody else have like parents or like grandparents that would bitch at them for everything, like PlayStation, Nintendo, all the gaming systems, and then they played it more than you did? Like, no lie, my grandmother literally almost burned down our house once playing my Nintendo 64 that she swore was like the devil's object.
Oh
yeah, she loved that Wave Runner. I think that's what it's called, Wave Race or Wave Runner, something like that.
Wave Runner.
Yeah, she would play that for hours. Had it not been for my dog that she also didn't want, the house would have burned down.
We had a Sega Genesis when I was younger, but it took us forever to eventually save up to get one. So they got us one for Christmas one year, and my brother and I played it for a long time. I don't think my parents ever touched it. I don't think my dad even ever played it. My mom's not very she wasn't very into like video games and stuff. Neither am I really anymore. But no, he never bothered. He played PC games though. So like she would get on us about social media, and then she'd be on Farmville like 30 hours a day.
Shit, in my house, I had to stay in line and take a number to play my games.
Just sign up on
Luckily,
the
my
sign-up sheet.
sister.
If it wasn't my grandmother, it was one of my cousins.
I was the lucky one, I guess, because I started out with Atari and my sister was 10 years older than me, so she had no interest in that. So my parents never played that. But now my mom, at 85 years old, I can't get her off that damn phone playing the slot machine games and all that goofy stuff the whole time. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? I came by to visit. She's like, Oh, I'm just playing on my phone. And I'm
I
like,
love,
can you do that maybe later? Can we eat dinner?
She's
You know?
I
like, now you know how it feels.
I love when the older
Yeah.
generations are like, back in my day, life was so much simpler, blah, blah, blah. We didn't have all this technology. I'm like, no, but you also had to survive 2 world wars and the Great Depression. Ooh, where do I sign up for that?
Exactly.
Sounds like a blast, guys.
Sounds like so much fun.
Let me get that sign-up sheet for that draft, though.
You're like, read a book, and I'm like, I have 40 on my Kindle. What are you talking about? I am. You can't look at a screen all day, but I can look at a Kindle. Thank you very much. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
count.
a different world.
Yeah.
I know I'm starting to be that guy back in my day, and I'm like,
Oh my god,
stop
it's my
it.
kids.
I'm like, stop it.
Back in my
Stop
day,
it.
we walked to school in the snow, uphill both ways, 15 miles.
We basically say
Mine
that in one of our
wasn't.
shows.
Mine wasn't that bad. I think mine was 8 miles, but
Was it uphill both ways?
for
Yes.
sake of argument, yes. There were some rocks and things involved, sometimes snow, black ice,
I mean, literally, in order for it to be uphill both ways, it would literally have to look like this. And at some point, it would have to go down. So that's not physically possible.
Doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm like a mile and a half, maybe. Like, I think she'll think I'm less than a mile from my high school. And we have the I don't know where you are, where we have the B&A trail close by. So like that's how we used to walk home, and it was like there's not a more unsafe way to go home.
Right?
It's like all wooded and stuff when you get to a certain point.
You sure you didn't want to play Frogger with the traffic the opposite way?
Seriously, I made it though. We made it every time. Not everybody did though. Lots of people got hurt, but like I survived.
a lot of people got
It's
hurt.
okay. I didn't die, so it's okay.
A lot of people. I mean, like there was a couple that got hurt.
But it wasn't us, so we're good.
Well,
I mean,
we were heavily affected, but it wasn't me, so
I remember that Frogger though. I could not I was just so addicted to that thing. And my parents said, stop playing that damn game. Like, Mom, I'm about to get across the street. Chill out.
45 minutes later, I haven't made it.
it.
I could never make that game work, and I would get so frustrated. So my problem, that's why I don't like video games. If I fail like more than twice, I'm like, forget it. I don't want to play it anymore. Zero interest.
That was the Nintendos with the cartridges that you had to put in like a VCR looking
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I love those things. You got to blow them out sometime.
Sega, same thing.
You'd have to like sit there for hours and just be like, it's okay. It's okay. You can just work one time for me. Just work one time for me. Nope.
You take the
And you're
Q-tip
banging on the top of it lightly.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's like, Mom, it doesn't work. Well, just hit it a couple of times. It'll work.
That was their answer for everything.
Yeah.
Just walk
Turn
it
on
off.
it. It'll be okay.
Just smack it a little bit. It'll jump back in place.
Mom, my little brother's not listening to me. Just hit him a couple of times. He'll listen. That did not help, by the way. It just made him worse.
Right?
He still talks to me, though.
That's good.
Probably
Family
for me.
is important, I guess.
That's what they tell me.
I guess it depends on the family,
Yeah. Well, I have 3 of those brothers, and they all still talk to me, so it worked out great.
Oh,
They're pretty
wow,
awesome.
that's good.
Yeah.
See, I never had a younger anything.
I only have one younger than me.
Yeah, I got one older sister, and that's it. So
I was my mom's only child, but like my dad was a whore. let's be honest. He had like 20 of us all together. I think my sister told me before she decided that
God.
she wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. Just because, I exist and I apparently brought myself into the world. But it's cool. Nobody needed her.
I total control over that, Just...
I do have one sister that I kind of talk to here and there that we've FaceTimed like one time in the time that we've known each other. So we don't really catch up much, but she's there. But like I think John had like, I don't know, 20 kids total from what what his daughter said.
I mean, no disrespect or anything, maybe because my parents were like old school and, my dad probably did the same thing, back then. And it's like, 20 kids, it's like, what are you shooting for 25 to get that free toaster? What are you doing?
Nope, we just wanted to beat 19 kids and counting.
That's a whole ball game.
Yeah, we all have our stories.
Did you ever do one of those DNA tests? Like those DNA swabs and stuff?
I haven't.
No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of like I'll find I'm related to like a band of homeless people or maybe some Sasquatches. Who knows?
Well, as long as they're not inbred homeless Sasquatches, we're good.
Yeah. Or a bunch of wolves or something,
Hey, Rebel likes the wolves, okay? I would happily be raised by wolves.
No, wolves are cool. Don't get me wrong. I just watch.
It's kind of my signature animal.
That's my mom's thing. She loves that. Everything, wolves, everything. And don't get me wrong. I like wolves. And I just watched this. It was like this woke horror movie, like Something Breed. And it was about these rabid German shepherds that were on this island that they were doing a movie shoot. And I guess one of the dogs went into the rabid cage with the bats, So they're in the cave and they come out and they like, attacking everybody. Well, 15 years later, dude buys an island. He thinks it's a good idea. Bring a bunch of influencers and have them try to tame them and they'll win the actual prize. And I'm like, why would you do that?
That literally sounds like the island of blue dolphins.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like you're just watching it, and like as soon as they said, "Oh yeah, these are the dogs," and they showed me the crazy German Shepherd, I'm like, "Where's the plane out of here or the boat?" I'm sorry, but deuces, I'm out.
Yeah, that's how I would.
But if you have a chance, never watch that horror movie. It was great idea, kind of like The Breed, but it was just too strange. And I hate to say the word like just woke up generation, but I'm not trying to insult anybody, but things are way different.
Yeah.
Horror movies. I like the old 80s stuff, but I've seen some good modern ones. I don't know if you saw Final Destination, the last one. That was good.
No, not the most recent. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, check it out.
I definitely want to see that. It's on my list.
Every time I see a Final Destination, I walk away with a brand new fear, and I don't know if I'm ready for that right now.
I know, isn't that so true? It's like when I was leaving the theater, I'm looking on the ground, every little thing. I'm looking at the popcorn,
Exactly.
popcorn in a bomb's off of something, and then start a fire. And, yeah,
that entire series of movies has made my dear sweet husband paranoid as fuck. Like,
I get it.
We cannot be behind a tractor trailer. Like, he will literally sit there and wait for it to drive like 1,000 feet before we'll move.
I will never get stuck between them.
Like that. No?
I tell you what, I had a log truck in front of me one day when I was going out to Summersville, and it was literally in front of me. It was in front of me, and I stopped 3 times on the highway to where I was going. I still caught up to that damn truck and had to follow it for 20 more miles.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, no. I had that experience because I'm out of Chicago and Milwaukee, Wisconsin's like an hour away. and they did Metal Fest this weekend.
Oh,
But
cool.
the night before going to Metal Fest, I went and saw this movie.
Oh,
And now I
God.
got my buddy and I, I was sitting shotgun because, like, I'm high anxiety. I don't sleep much, and I'm like on 2 hours sleep. I'm just hanging halfway out of his Jeep. And we're on this highway for like an hour, and like, yeah, every truck that came by, I like cringed and I pulled my arm in. I'm like, Jeff,
No.
are you sure you know what you're doing? Just pay attention, dude.
I can just picture Mikey just like turtling
Yes.
into a turtle shell. You're not turtly enough for the turtle club. Turtle.
Well, I guess it depends if they're old school turtles or woke turtles. Because the old school turtles, I'm sure I can relate to, but the woke turtles, I don't know about.
I mean,
but
I can relate
like I
to Ninja
said,
Turtles. That's about it.
I like Ninja Turtles. Who doesn't like Ninja
well,
Turtles?
I used to like Ninja Turtles, but I got older, and I don't know. I mean, it's weird. It's like I don't dislike them, but I don't watch a
Oh.
lot of their movies anymore. Kind of reminds me of the furry thing that's going on. So I'm like, are those real Ninja Turtles or are those furries? I don't know.
Like, I'm not
I'm
quite
trying
sure.
to catch up on
I
everything.
mean, I definitely like the old school original movie series way better
I
than
do
anything
too.
they've got out today. Like, you can't beat the 90s.
I did watch one of them with the kids one night, and I was like, actually, this doesn't suck as bad as I thought. So I was like, I don't know that I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love this because it's not that is not Shredder. That's not my turtles. And
Right?
it's weird
Yeah.
because like they don't build up to anything. There's no story in the newer ones. Like they don't explain anything really. It's just like, yeah, this happened, and then now you have these Ninja Turtles, and they don't explain any relationships between the two of them. None of it.
And like, my thing is
Like, surprise, turtles.
okay, my thing with this is, now hear me out here, okay? Because I'm gonna go out and like Alice in Wonderland here for a minute, but like
right.
I'll be right back. But like, when it comes to the Ninja Turtles, what I always thought, like, I mean, I guess in the newer series, one of them tries to date April, but like they're teenagers, which means they're in the prime of puberty. Like, who the hell are they dating when they're Ninja Turtles, man? Like, they ain't got no girlfriends. You'd think at some point somebody would just, make another movie so that they could have somebody to be with, It's
Princess
4 dudes.
Turtles.
Right. Who they rescuing besides the world? Give them some damsel in distress to go save. Something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
maybe
remember them
some
always
weed
being
or
like,
something.
oh, that'd be great. Oh my God, Ninja Turtles on weed.
Ninja Turtles, smoking wax. That
High ass Ninja Turtles.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be ridiculous. But like, I remember them always being very flirty with April, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, instead of Ninja Turtles, they would just be Teenage Mutant Chiefin Turtles.
Munchie Turtles. Turtles with the munchkins.
I
Turtle
feel
power.
you guys, because that's how I feel about a lot of these movies. Like, because Minecraft, for example, I will not watch that under any circumstance. And the reason why, because Jack Black is in it. And I don't know if you saw Jack Black's last Christmas movie,
I did.
where he was Satan. Come on, that was the most ridiculous thing. He's supposed to be Satan, and he's running around like, meh, 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 meh.
I liked it.
I couldn't get into it. Well,
I'll
have to watch it. I haven't watched it.
I'm a Jack Black fan, though, so
I am too, but
I'm a little biased. But like, I thought that one was. I think it was exactly what it was meant to be. Like,
well, it's for kids, and I believe there's movies that are just geared for kids, and then movies that are geared for children and the parents.
Yeah. I mean, what kid in America hasn't accidentally sent their Santa letter to Satan?
I'm guilty 3 times. I've done it.
It's all the same letters.
That's another reason why I don't watch Jack Black.
Like, you just got to put the N in the middle instead of at the end.
Yeah, it's fine. I have not seen Minecraft yet, but I will have to see it because my kids will definitely want to see it. So
Let
I
me
just haven't
know
done it
how
yet.
it is.
Yeah.
If
Yeah, I'm
you
pretty sure the husband's
refer it,
gonna have me sit through it too.
Hmm.
I mean, if you refer it, I'll watch it because I insulted Jack Black, and so I'm trying to
I
make
do love
peace
Jack
here.
Black,
So it's
but
a peace offering. So if you guys like it, hit me up
everybody's
on
entitled to their
Facebook.
opinion. Who cares? Like
Yes.
everybody's different. It's all good. You don't have to like everything.
Yeah, I mean everybody is different. And when people have opinions that disagree with mine, I just tell them if I want the opinion of an asshole, I would have just farted.
And I give her my opinion all the time anyways.
Which is basically like listening to a fart. So there you go.
Sometimes. We so with the Jack Black thing, so like the remake of Jumanji, I thought I was gonna hate it, and I actually really liked it. And I was very surprised because I am a Robin Williams fan to death. Like I love him. I think he's funny. Kind of reminds me of my dad a little bit. Um, just because they kind of look alike, I guess, in my head. Not really. Um, but I love Robin Williams, and I'm one of those like don't mess with a Robin Williams thing. And then I watched it, and I was like, "This is actually really good." And I like that it wasn't just a remake; it was like a completely different like take on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I love Jack Black because he's Jack Black, but with a girl brain. It was
But,
the perfect role.
It was. But
Oh,
if we're
it's
being
great.
honest, like Kevin Hart kind of stole that show though. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously there's The Rock
I
there.
know. They were all great though.
But like, I just feel like he had like the hardest role in that movie to play because who the hell's weakness is cake?
That's true.
And like at one point, wasn't his weakness like something to do with the animals? And like he was the animal expert guy, like
Something about snakes, I think.
or like strength was his weakness. Like he had the hardest GameCube to play. Like
Yeah.
I think like The Rock had it easy because he was, the big buff hero guy. So he had it easy. Everything came naturally to him. He was like, I'm strength is my strength. And
Right.
Kevin Hart, like all the stupidest
just
stuff
smart.
in the world. The stupidest shit in the world was his weakness. Like fucking cake. Like
Yeah.
I can't eat cake or I'll die.
I can't remember.
To some, that might be an advantage. People that have really bad diabetes or like me,
Yeah.
type 2 diabetes. I wish I could stay away from cake. I wish that was my superpower.
And then Nick
I mean, I'm a comic. I live off of sugar, caffeine, and menthol cigarettes. It's my day. That's my 3 meals a day. And I try to throw a little water in there somewhere so I feel a little better about myself.
Makes sense.
He sounds exactly like Michael talking about me. He'll be like, "Oh, I don't ever have to worry about Rebel cheating on me. What I do have to worry about is her driving like she's got 9 lives, running her mouth like she's 6'5", and whether or not she's actually eating today or she's still running on pure rage and caffeine." It's usually the caffeine, guys. Just saying, it's usually the caffeine.
I had an extra coffee today, so.
Well, cut you off.
Yeah, coffee is like I mean, I do it sometimes. Like I told you, I was at Metal Fest. I get down in Wisconsin, and we got to go to the show. And my buddy's like, "Well, you can take like a power nap. We're leaving in a half hour." So what? A 32-second power nap, is that going to help me?
Right.
I doubt it. So I'm in the hotel, and I saw the little coffee area, and I'm like, I need some coffee. So boom, some coffee. But I made the mistake. I always stop at 1. I had 3. So I'm just on no sleep, running around in caffeine and, at this Metal Fest. And I'm just like, And then the caffeine wore off. And then I started feeling like myself. Like, oh, it's getting late,
You're like,
maybe
here
we
I am.
should go early, beat the traffic. My buddy's a little one, and he looks at me like, "Are you freaking nuts? The headliner's not even on yet." And I'm like, "I know, dude. Okay, you go up front, enjoy yourself. I'm gonna go sit down and back, or find a wall to lean against so I don't fall down."
The coffee wore off,
And
and you
that
turned
was
into
day
everybody's
one.
dad.
Yeah, that was day one. And then I had to do another one. So,
Oh my gosh,
yeah, but it was fun.
that's funny.
But
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things on what not to do now. Like, for one,
Pound coffee.
At some
well,
point, you're going to have to learn what to do.
yeah, like at 54, it's probably not a great idea when you're pre-diabetic, have social anxiety and agoraphobia at times to drink a bunch of coffee and go to a metal fest, you know. And I'm
Yeah.
talking heavy bands like Exodus and an SOD cover band, you know. It wasn't, there was a few metal bands, but it was real heavy stuff that I used to listen back in the day. And I'm watching the Mott Pit, and I was disappointed. And again, it's like just getting used to the woke generation, how they do things, because like I'm looking and there's an actual circle. And it's like in my day, the whole place was a mosh pit. You know, there was no
Yeah.
designated circle, you know, and they were like running around and they were like barely hitting each other at all. And I'm like, this is disappointing. It's like watching a flag football event, you know, and they're just running in circles at point, and it's making me tired just watching them because
You know
they're
what's
like in a
funny?
circle.
No, go ahead.
What's that? Well, and at some point they started, and I swear to God, they started slapping some of the people in the crowd on the back. And I'm like, what are they doing? Is that meaning like, tag, you're it? Come on, join the mosh pit, everybody. You know, it's just different.
I just think, like, you know what? As you keep saying, like you said, rewind. You said too much coffee. You said that it was like the woke generation. I actually think it's the millennials. So I don't know if we count as the woke generation or not, because I think that we did that. Like, I think we kind of isolated it to be a thing. Because like I love watching a mosh pit, but I don't want to be a part of it. So like I will back up and surround a mosh pit, and I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
But like the slapping on the back thing, I don't get. But I think every single generation kind of updates it a little bit, and they all kind of change it a
Yeah,
little bit.
exactly. Sure.
Well,
Because
I
like
mean,
there's something really cool about being in the middle of a mosh pit and like watching people get their noses broken and stuff. But I don't want to be that guy.
right.
I'll watch
I
it, but I don't
mean,
want to be it.
I think
Well,
that's
that's the
kind of
thing.
our generation. Our generation is like offended by everything. So God forbid we see blood.
No, I
No,
want
in
to see
my
it. I just don't want it
day,
to be.
Right.
I mean, if
But
there
that's
was
why we all have
paramedics
masks on it.
everywhere, people getting pulled out on stretchers. Not that that's a good thing, but it's just, you know, it's just different. When you get older, you got to accept different generational things, and it's
Yeah.
just, it's changed a lot. And
It went
like
from devil
even
may
because
care
like
to like I kind of care a
yeah,
little.
I saw one guy actually hit the floor and have to get picked up out of 2 days of
Oh
being
my
there.
gosh.
That's what I mean. And I saw one person get kicked out of the concert, and I'm like, man, I remember concerts going in this Aragon ballroom place
Mhm.
where the whole place just a mosh pit. And it's like, you know, everybody's like, you know, getting involved because you have no choice. The whole place, and it's just like everybody's getting thrown out. And then they're like crowd surfing in Milwaukee at this newer fest, and they would actually catch them in between the stage and the gate and let them run around and come back. In my day, you're doing that, you're out. You're
Yes.
stage diving out, out,
I,
out. But no,
I
they made it a thing now that okay, go ahead, we're gonna take care of
yeah.
you, and they just run right back up front. And it's like, man, I wish I was young again. I'm getting exhausted just looking at these guys, you know.
That was us
And
too
I
though. You
guess
got
it's a
caught doing
little
it and you were out.
jealousy.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
little jealousy, meaning
yeah.
I can't be there in the pit because I want to. But, you know, I'm 54 years old with arthritis. Not a good idea. It's
Yeah.
just,
Right. Actually, like I remember back when I was like teenager, early 20s, I went to a few concert venues, and there's a lot of places now that like won't, like they'll take it out on the artists. Like if they go to like Warp Tour or something, that's just one I'm saying off the top of my head, but like it's not actually Warp Tour. I just can't think of any other tours off the top of my head. But like there's some
sure.
venues now that like specifically tell the artists if there's any mosh pits during their music, they won't get paid.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
that's
That
why
I'm new
that
to.
that's why they don't do it anymore, because I guess people got too hurt, and it was causing a lot of problems for the venues. So now they tell the artists, like, if there's a mosh pit during their show or they promote a mosh pit, they don't get paid. Because I remember, actually, a friend of mine and I went to Purple Door one year, which is a Christian rock concert, and they told them, if we see any mosh pits, you're not getting paid. So they literally, this one band, a mosh pit broke out in their crowd, and they literally stopped the whole show and was like, we did not endorse this. Stop. We do not endorse this. Do not take our funds. We are not endorsing this. And then he literally would not restart the music until the mosh pit stopped. And he proceeded to tell the entire audience if they saw it again, they were done and gone. Like,
have you ever seen them? Like, seen a band announce that in the beginning? They'll be like, if you mosh at all, we're done. We're not even coming back out. They'll just be like, we're ending the show. And they will.
They want that money. They want that money, and I don't blame them.
Right.
See, like, and even in Milwaukee, I'm used to the bands encourage. They're like, I want to see this place wall to wall. And then they put this little circle and play Skip to My Lou, My Darling, going around in circles, slapping people, Tagger it, And,
Kumbaya, guys. Kumbaya.
It's Ring Around the Rosie, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know my childhood games, I'm 54 years old. I smoke a lot of weed. So, yeah, I forget a lot of shit.
I just got my medical card, so I'm right there with you, buddy.
Oh, awesome. But you know what's good about weed? Marijuana actually saved my life,
Oh, it's so wonderful because it's like this miracle drug that nobody really understands. And I think that's the problem with it.
Well, in my case,
many issues.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, it really helped me out a lot. As soon as I started selling that shit, I could start eating it again.
Yeah.
I love that. Totally thought that was going to take a different turn.
I mean,
I know sometimes you're like, is he telling jokes or is he being serious? But it's a comedian, so it's mostly jokes.
I mean, if we're being honest, the shit in the dispensary beats the shit on the street, hands down.
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to sell the best dirt weed this side of Mexico, But you go to the dispensary now, like 87%. I take one hit of a pen and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on planet Pluto. Where am I? Oh, why are there aliens sitting in my lawn? It's like, I hope they're okay.
He got that out of space strain. I got that. I got some of that one the other day.
Yeah, and I love the names, and that's why I go by names that catch my, attention. And the last one I just bought going to Milwaukee is that I bought this strain. It's called Space Face.
I'd buy that too.
And I'm like, that's me. That's me right there.
That's amazing.
It called to me. It's like Space Face, Space Case. Oh, it's like reaching for the golden ticket.
Like the clouds open and the light. And
exactly.
Light everywhere.
Yeah. But you know what the worst part of smoking weed is, though? Running out. That's the worst. I'm a writer. I write all night. I'm 3 in the morning. I'm writing and I smoke. And I don't smoke at shows. I didn't smoke before here because I can't do that. I can't focus like that. So, I know. But just for me, I would have been a mess. And you would have been like, why the fuck do we book this guy?
Look, we would have been like, we'll follow. We're going where you go. Take us with you.
Right. Take us with you.
Yeah, but so I smoke weed late at night and I write a lot. But then the weird thing about that is, you go to bed and you wake up and you're all excited. You're like a kid in a candy store again because you're like, I got a new toy. I wrote a bunch of new jokes. And then you're all, but you were all stoned at the time and you're trying to decipher. And it's like, does that say, hello, or is that Braille, or what's going on there? And then you read the jokes and you're like, this is the most horrible stuff I've ever heard. There's not one joke here and it's so disappointing. And then it's like, it goes from to wah, wah, wah.
Like, why did I write crispy wafer? What the fuck?
Yeah. No. But that's my thing. I try to stay away. I mean, if I ever get in trouble, I got my Xanny bars to help me out. No, I don't do those.
Random side note, the ADHD is taken over, but hear me out on this.
Okay.
So the whole time I've been talking to him, I keep seeing in my head, like, if they ever remake Jaws, tell me he couldn't play Quint. Like, I can literally, or even Popeye, because I can literally picture him with like that sailor hat and a corncob pipe hanging out.
That would be more my style.
I like
Just give me a pen, let me smoke my space. Give me, make me hip. Give me a corncob hat. I don't care. I'll do it.
I can literally picture you like playing a fisherman, or even like a remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer. The fisherman guy, Ben Willis, could totally.
Oh God.
But it's like the energy
I
too.
could be that guy. Or like just that crazy guy. If you guys saw Victor, the Victor Crowley movies and the first one.
Kane Hunter is my homeboy. Okay, like I've seen just about everything that man has been in. Victor Crowley is like one of my favorite guys. Like,
so Vic, or you remember what was the character in the boat? Jack. I can't remember his name. It was like Jack Cracker. Remember? And the crazy guy that would drink his piss. And the guy's like, it's okay. That's just Jack Cracker. He drinks his own piss. And he's like, stay out of the swamp. I could totally see myself getting all high in a boat like that, and smoking my pen and being like, stay out of the swamp, Victor Crowley.
Maybe don't drink your pee while you're doing it, though. That's probably why they didn't take him seriously.
Yeah. That's why I would have my pen in my mouth, so I wouldn't be tempted to do that and drink my own pee.
Although, in all fairness, I have definitely seen enough horror movies in my time to know you always listen to the crazy people and the children.
Yeah. Friday the 13th, all the movies, they have that guy, It's like, we need that crazy guy, It's kind of like, it reminds me of like being on the bus, because there's always that one crazy guy on the bus, and the guy, he
Everybody
comes
knows
on
the guy.
and the type. You know the type of guy. He's that guy that thinks, that he like owns the bus, and he's sitting there and he's getting all comfortable and he's eating and he's drinking. Next thing you know, he's yelling profanities for no reason, throwing his hands all crazy like Jack Cracker, and and he's just like acting so weird, and he's talking to himself like red rum, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I would expect a little more professionalism from my bus driver. Now, you see what I'm doing here? Instead of doing the joke forum, I'm throwing where my jokes fit in. So
I love it.
You're getting a lot of my material. Yeah, you're getting a lot of my material, but I'm working it into the show instead of having to say like, okay, it's all about me now. Yay!
I mean, it's kind of all about you, and we're fine with that.
While we're on
you got to share. There's 3 squares here, but this Zoom stuff kind of freaks me out. It reminds me of a really bad episode of Hollywood Squares.
I was literally about to say Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, because they're like fighting you, because when the commercial goes. Yeah, totally. But you know how it is. They're all friendly and waving and making jokes.
Yeah.
But as soon as that camera goes off, they're like, what the fuck you looking at? And they're throwing up gang signs and all this stuff, and they're just arguing. And then the camera hits, it's like, hi, we're back. That would be the scary version.
Our secrets.
Yeah. That would be
totally bitching you out.
How dare you expose our backstage banter?
Feels so exposed.
Yeah.
No, this is cool. There's only 3 of you, because a lot of Zoom comedy shows, it has like one host, and then it's like Hollywood Squares. There's like 10 of us.
Yeah. That was us on Anthony's podcast, actually.
But that was actually really fun.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah, and I actually
Nice.
think we actually made the Hollywood Squares reference. We all were just kind of like, "Hey you, hey
Fucking
you."
do.
It's actually where
What
we
are you
met our
doing?
agent, Adam.
Yeah.
I like
Right.
throwing that up there. We have an agent. Look at that,
You're
guys.
cool now.
We're signed to an agent because we're awesome.
Yeah, I have an agent, but
Master.
he's going through a rough time. He's homeless now, lost his
God, I'm so sorry.
car,
That's awful.
you know, all his money. No, this ain't true, but it sounds
okay.
funny.
Well, in that
It's like,
case-
yeah, I mean, the only agent I can afford is like, yeah, some guy down on his luck more than I am. That's the
get him
one I
some
can
weed,
afford. Yeah, but
Just get
then
him
I'm afraid that I may never see him again. I'll smoke him out, some weird kumbaya experience. Next thing I
forget you
know,
existed.
he's on the news. They found him naked in the woods somewhere, running around. Caca, caca, caca.
Out there naked, scratching himself. Have you heard of Mikey Bones?
Yeah.
Mikey
It's like,
Bones.
yeah.
Mikey
He's
Bones.
like,
Mikey Bones.
yeah.
He's just gonna write it all over he's just gonna scratch it in the trees all over a park. Mikey Bones.
Look at me at shows at like the Salvation Army, all this crazy stuff,
Soup
in
Kitchen's
front of
got an opening on
homeless
Tuesday.
people. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm agentless, but that's okay. I just say I have the love of the game, and I've been doing it a long time, and it's not about fame and fortune. It's all about having fun.
Absolutely.
I mean, if anybody knows me, I got a guy that I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a lot of other guys. So
She's
if
got a
you
guy
want
for
an
everything.
agent, if you want an agent, I got a guy.
And
Oh,
if she doesn't,
that's
she's got another guy
funny.
who knows a guy.
Right.
No, I get it. That's funny. And I was talking to my buddy last night about the guy, like I forgot what the situation was because everybody has a guy for everything,
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
I need a guy to
literally
come.
do.
Oh, where should I toss my cigarettes? Oh, just throw it on the ground. It's cool. I got a guy, And it's like, but
I got a guy for that.
it's like funny. My mom, as she's getting older, she has a guy. But it's common, I'm finding out with old people, they have a guy, but who their guy is the weather guy. And it just drives me nuts because I'll be talking on the phone and she's like, "How's your weather?" When I was living in Arizona, I'm like, "Oh, it's hot, Mom." And I'm like, "What's yours?" And instead of just saying, "Hey, it's 85 degrees and sunny," she's like, "Hold on, it's a whole thing, it's a whole project." It's like, "Hold on, let me find my remote," And then she's looking for a remote. "Oh, I don't know where it is." Then she's like, "Oh, hold on, let me turn on the channel." She's like, "Okay, wait, I'm looking for the guy. I got to find the guy." And she's like, "Oh, here's the guy." And the guy says, it's not, "Oh, hey, Mikey, it's 85 degrees, son." It's like, "Oh, the guy said it's 85 degrees," And I'm just sitting there like, in the back of my mind, no disrespect, Mom, I love you to death, but fuck the guy, okay? It's like, you don't need to watch him for 5 hours to find out what your weather is. Go to the quick. I Google, "Hey, weather in Chicago." It comes up and it shows me everything, and I'm done. In and out. With my mom, we talk about the weather. I'm serious, for hours. And even my sister, me and her talk about it. "Did you talk to Mom today?" "Yeah." "What'd she talk about?" "Well, the weather,
The weather.
Hey, maybe that's her way of flirting in her old age.
Well, I think that's the guy for old people now, is the weather guy, because
I
they're
think you're
always
right.
concerned about the weather. So they have their guy, Everybody's got their guy. I got my weed guy. So I mean,
Mom's got her weather
everybody
guy.
has a guy. Yes. Maybe if she had a weed guy, she wouldn't spend so much time with the weather guy. I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
They could run off together into the
never know.
sunset, and he could tell her when it's going to storm. She can be like, "Oh, baby, I love when you talk snow to me.
It's about to get
Oh
real
my
wet in here.
God, that's
It's about to
gold.
get real muddy outside.
That's so
Let me
funny.
get
It's
that
getting hot in
hell
here, or is it just June? Sorry.
Maybe it's May
Maybe.
or April. It could have been April, May, or June.
I
Or
do
hell,
want
it
to say
could be all three.
exactly. Our Facebook comments aren't coming up for some reason. So before we get out of here, I want to make sure we mention hey to Jim Staley, who has commented a couple of times on our thing. It just hasn't come up yet, which I think is weird.
Yeah, I
Um,
haven't seen any.
And then
I
hey
thought it was
Taylor,
weird.
Tam's watching too. Yeah, normally we have a bunch of comments, and we didn't have a bunch this time.
Yeah.
Well, sorry
yeah.
if I was that disappointing, but
Oh
No, we
no,
actually-
we love you actually.
just teasing.
Apparently, we had a bunch of comments that we couldn't see.
Yeah, there are like 10 comments, and none of them came up. So sorry, guys.
Sorry,
That's
we
always-
appreciate your love and support.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't know.
luck of the
support.
comedian, you know.
Speaking of support, Mr.
Oh, so
Comedian,
it's your fault. Just kidding.
do you want to tell them where they can find more of you before we end our lovely live stream?
Yeah, probably hanging out in some back alley in Chicago smoking weed. But if you don't want to come down and see me personally, you can check me out on Facebook. My handle is Mikey Bones on there. And then on Instagram, you can find it as Chi-Town Mikey Bones. And for any horror buffs that want to check out my horror stuff, it's Meat Cleaver Theater on Instagram.
I love that.
Oh, I'm definitely subscribing. Where's my phone? I'm a
Well, you can find it on Facebook too, but I kind of mix up. I'll spend a lot of time. It seems like, I guess Instagram's more the way to go now because, Facebook is like, who uses Facebook? It's like, well, I
Me.
do. They're like, well,
Us.
Instagram, all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I can concentrate on one at a time. I can't.
Yeah, we're like all over the place. We're on
Yeah.
YouTube, we're on
Oh, wow.
Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Amazon Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, you name it, we're there.
We got it. Yeah.
Well,
we got 'em
that's,
all.
you got an agent and I got some guy laying in a forest right now trying to figure out where the mushrooms are. So
He's just trying to shout your name from the treetops. He just can't manage it right now.
He's out there trying to hunt and gather you some opportunities.
yeah, he's
Ayo.
out there in a tree like, Google Mikey Bones.
It's got a sign he wrote out on leaves, and he's like, "Oh, that's fantastic." I love it.
Yeah, I don't have my presence on social media is small, but that's part of my age and my attention span. So that's why I focus on 2 accounts. I had Twitter, but as soon as it turned to this X thing, I'm like, I don't know. Is that like
Yeah.
I can't be a part of it anymore? Social thing only for whoever, for Musk followers. I don't know. So
I don't know.
It's cool. It's cool. Your agent's just going to build you a billboard out of tree bark anyway, so you're good.
yeah, I'll have that one right on
He's
the
out there
side.
whittling it away.
Highway.
He's
You
like
have all
sitting
these
there in the
nice
forest with the
billboards.
twigs, like trying to start the fire to burn it.
He's
You
doing it
have
for
all.
smoke signals.
He's got that spray that just like catches on fire for 5 seconds to light up a message and then it dissipates.
Yeah, that's the thing. He won't FaceTime you or anything. He just sends you smoke signals. Where he is.
Saw it, right?
Where he can be found.
SOS, send help. But we don't need to see those messages,
Or
Just
the,
stay
send
stranded
more
on the
mushrooms. Send more drugs and maybe a little food I haven't eaten in like 2 months. I'm eating these
Got all
weird
that weed and you got
berries,
the
but
monkeys.
yeah, they're kind of freaking me out. These weird berries I'm drinking. I don't know if they're toxic. I'm hallucinating, but other than that, don't worry, dude. I'm gonna get you a show.
Instead
I found
of
these
the
mushrooms
SOS,
I ate, and now the fairies found me.
his smoke signal just says, Google my guy.
I got a guy. Google him, but he won't say the name.
Well,
Google-less, I guess.
We definitely appreciate you being here with us this
Yeah.
week, and we enjoyed our
That's
time.
fun.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
loved it. Thanks, guys. I hope.
We'll definitely have
Yeah.
you back on someday.
Cool.
Yeah, thank
And
you so
I
much for
like
taking the time out.
Yeah, I mentioned before, I'm not doing none. I'm getting, because I was going to do an open mic tonight, but you go out there, wait all night to be on there for, you get 4 or 5 minutes, It's like out here,
Yeah.
that's why I mentioned I wanted this time slot because, I got to, talk crap for an hour, work my jokes in. So
We love
it's
it.
getting me prepared for my show. So, that's awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
And we encourage ADHD here.
Yes, and smoke signals and Jack Black.
Yeah,
Do not diss on Jack Black.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Oh,
Misfit.
hi, baby.
That's Misfit, the murder dog, I call her. The
You
murder
should have
mutt.
started with her. We could have had a
I
whole
know.
hour with her.
Well,
We could
no,
have introduced
because
her to Jethro, our goat. wrestler.
that's the thing. I can't compete with her. So,
Yeah, we've been talking only about her.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
that's
put
nice,
her on
Mikey.
the
Show us the
whole
dog.
hour. The whole hour would be her. And
I mean,
because
we're okay with that.
during
Yeah.
my therapy session, she takes over. She jumps on my lap, and my therapist's like, "Oh, there's Misfit. How's Misfit?" And I'm like, are we going to talk about my feelings and my smoke signals today, or what?
No.
Just the dog and how the dog feels. That's all we care about. We don't
Yeah,
care
about how the dog feels. And you know what the dog's going to say? Roof. That's it.
She got a rough life.
Yeah,
Rough
she's
life.
got good pun. Rough. I love puns too. If you have me back and I do more material, you'll notice I'll do more punny stuff for you.
I love puns. I love a good pun.
Thanks for
especially
the
when they
warning.
happen
I'm
out of
hold
nowhere.
you to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
And like I said, I got other comedians that I can hook you guys up with if you want to do
I would
something
love
like
to.
that.
Yeah.
Or just have a show back with me and I'll bring some friends. I could bring the guys, that actually did the show and maybe talk about the show, sometime.
I mean,
We could do
I'm
some
always
Hollywood
in the market.
squares.
Right?
Yeah, that would be great. Because then
I'm
we
always
have
in the
more
market for
people.
new guys.
Yeah. You got to
She
have a
loves her
guy.
guys.
I do. I love Five Guys, them three brothers, all them.
Oh, I love
that
it so much.
On that
I
note,
just love
guys,
smoke signals and smoking weed.
we
I
out.
love it.